I'm just going to jump ahead and get into the question and answer part, if that's okay with you, Dr. Teacher, and with the panel, because I feel like we've pretty well demonstrated Brian's capabilities here. So we'll just jump into some questions.
Yeah. Can we bring up the numbers that were spent on this project again?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to look at the numbers again.
It wasn't millions.
It was.
It wasn't. It was millions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
It wasn't
So
millions.
so
It
this
was
is
not
the
millions.
rough, and these are rough breakdown of the numbers. It was about $6.8 billion from the government, $2.5 billion from private investments, and $23.5 from my own personal investment.
I got a question.
So
is this you said 11 years of your life?
yes.
And this is a full-time job? That wasn't like a side?
No, this was pretty much every waking moment of my life for the last 11 years. Weekends included, about 14-hour days was spent putting together the software and hardware required for Brian.
Well, good on
No one's
you.
done that you worked very hard.
Thank you,
Brian.
Thank you.
But I do have a question about how many billions of taxpayer dollars are on the floor right there.
Oh, yeah, that piece that fell off.
Can you show that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab that real quick. So this was the language analysis probe. This is typically attached to the cranial unit on Brian. I'm just going to give that to him, and he can sort of reattach that.
He seems to recognize it's a
Oh,
part of
Brian.
himself.
Brian.
He's got a sense of humor.
Okay. So the software isn't fully complete yet, but it's closing in.
We have a question from Ground Beans. Why is Brian nude?
I'm not sure I understand that question, because Brian, as you can see,
that.
he does have clothing.
It looks like he has skin.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to be taking it off like he is right now. So Brian does have come with a suite of various clothing options. He's able to take them off. He's able to put them on. And that allows him to be camouflaged or to wear disguises, which can definitely be useful in both military and civilian projects and different missions and things of that nature. So.
What was the 2350 that you
Huh? Sorry?
Sorry, his head just fell off again. The $23.50 that you put in.
Yeah.
What did you purchase with that?
Oh, that was food budget for the 11 years.
That's all?
That was your food budget?
Yeah, so that was spread over mainly cup of noodle, but also I grew some stuff. I have like a little garden in the back of the lab, so like potatoes and mainly root vegetables. That was that, yeah.
How much of the 11 years did you spend programming Brian to dance? Because that seems like pretty much the primary function.
Yeah, the dancing, surprisingly, the dancing did take up most of the time. That was a very...
you nailed that.
To get thank you. Yeah, the
Yeah,
rhythm
great job.
and sort of the fluidity of the movement, that was really difficult to capture. We spent many hours in the mocap suites, recording real sort of ballerinas and we had Cirque du Soleil. We flew in Cirque du Soleil and recorded some of them. So this dance sequence is actually an amalgamation of a bunch of different sort of high art dance routines that have been compiled to create what you're seeing here today.
Just like short numbers, I guess. How much of the percentage of the budget did you spend on the dancing functions?
Yikes. Well, we do have a full accounting team that could break down the numbers a little bit more accurately than I could. But if I had to estimate it, I would say somewhere in the ballpark of, I would say 83 to 80% of the full budget actually went to dancing or dance adjacent software. So dance adjacent meaning sort of grooving or bumping or what you're seeing here, which I suppose would be considered dance adjacent, because you couldn't. I would not describe this as dancing, but this would fall under the dance adjacent suite, if that makes sense. So,
I think.
Yeah, no further questions from me.
Yeah, there's another question from Ground Beans. Does his head come off?
It's not supposed to, but it sometimes does, and that is part of the bug. You know, part of being an engineer, a software or a hardware engineer, is analyzing those problems and improving the software and improving the hardware, so that those types of bugs and troubleshooting issues are identified and taken care of before they can be a problem in the field. So those are thank you to that user in the chat for bringing that question and that issue to our attention. And our bug patching team is definitely going to be taking a look at that in the future. And so really quick before we take off, I did want to get into another really exciting feature of B.R.I.A.N.N. B.R.I.A.N.N actually has a full intimacy suite. So he's able to show human emotion and reciprocate love. And so I just wanted to show you guys just like a quick trial breakdown of kind of that suite and those interactions.
We could probably skip that.
Yeah, we can.
We can skip that one. Dr. Teacher, Dr. Teacher.
We're just gonna go ahead and.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We don't have time.
I think that's.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. I've been honored to be here. Thank you to Brian.
Thanks, Brian.